What up, everybody? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today, we're going to be looking at Faust, Volume 2, Issue 1. The first Faust comic I ever found. This is when they relaunched Faust, and this is basically like a reprint of the first issue, which came out in 1988, and this one came out in Faust Volume 2, number 1. One thing that I never read before until today is this forward by Greg Baston, and he worked for the Comics Journal for Fantagraphics, and he makes the parallel of this character or this story of Faust, and he parallels it with Frank Miller's Dark Knight, and he talks about how when Frank Miller started with the Dark Knight, this road, this dark road that a vigilante would go down, kind of like Faust finishes it. So that was interesting to me because I never really thought about it from that perspective. He also mentions the Wolverine stuff, which I think anyone that's read about Faust kind of knows that there are some similarities to Wolverine, which I didn't realize how much similarities there are. But now that I reread this issue today, I was like, oh, okay, I see more of the similarities than I had thought. The art obviously is a big deal, but the story is good as well. One of the things that really struck me on this issue was how much Zipatone the homie Tim Vigil used. I didn't realize that there was so much Zipatone throughout the issue. There is a lot of cross hatching, straight up ink splatter. There's a lot of it looks like they used dual shade on some of the pages, but like the Zipatone is throughout, and it got me excited because I ordered some Zipatone to play with, so I can't wait for that. But anyone that doesn't know what Faust is, it's this very dark, hyper violent and sexual story, and it takes place in New York, where for every reason New York at that time, and I think still to this day has this big of once upon a time of being this really horrible kind of like bloodthirsty kind of area. And the story kind of progresses very straightforward. There are different stories and different arcs and characters, but for the most part, this is your fella right here. And one of the things that really struck me about him, the character and the way they set him up, is he, as well like Wolverine, doesn't know too well who he is, doesn't remember his past. It seems as though he was he was in a clinical institution that they called Bates Motel, and they were trying to help him. They were trying to solve whatever mental affliction he had, and somehow he died in process. But somehow he is now this Faustian character. But look at all this Zipatone right here, Zipatone over here. Zipatone right here. That looks like a Zipatone too right here inside the cape. So can't wait to get my Zipatone to see what I come up with. This splash page is beautiful, man. I like this too. I might try my hand at this panel right here. So some of the inspirations that you can off the back get is like, it's like if Batman was mixed with Wolverine, and I know people have said that before, and it's one of those things that Stan Lee did, like a Batman meets Wolverine. And if you see that, I'll put an image right here. Tell me that doesn't look like your boy Faust. I think so. I like this character here, who's a writer, who's trying to get like a real voice of the city. He kind of does like restaurant reviews and things like that, but he wants to get to the nitty gritty. He wants to find something real of the city, and so he's going to these situations that are like, they're not for him. You know what I mean? Like he talks about it throughout too. He actually writes very funny. The writer of this is going to be David Quinn, and the artist is Tim Vigil, just in case you guys didn't realize. But David Quinn's writing is actually funny, and it's actually fun. Never mind that it's also very, very dark, right? Going back to this character here, I think he utilizes this character well to just kind of have someone like you or I who may not be drug runners and pimps and prostitutes and all this other stuff. And so that way we kind of relate to this character and the way he's viewing everything as it unfolds. But this shit gets dark. You know what I mean? It gets super dark, gory. What they do to that young lady in the pages before, it's fucking sick. This character right here is almost like his Jean Grey. It's someone that keeps the character grounded. He doesn't remember her too well, but she obviously is upset. And look, right here is where you can see some of the dual shade. On the hair, on that smoke, on the glass. And in some panels they use it better and others, right? You see it on the doors. So there's quite a bit going on here. They used it right here for the shadow. But one of the things that I also like about it is a lot of the framing. And I'll point some out specifically that I was floored by the way they framed that. But basically this character here quits her job because that character died. This person that she was trying to help and was really hoping that they would be able to help get him to a better place. He ends up passing away. But look, I like this Zipatone use too. With the light coming in. I like this panel a lot. And that's what I'm talking about. Like the way they frame some of these panels is just spot on, man. And so this thought is going through her mind of when she was, she knew this fella and she was trying to help him. And then as fates would have it, they end up bumping into each other. But under really bad circumstances. And so then this group of neo-Nazis are basically abducting her and they're messing with the poet. And here comes Faust to lay these suckers out. And the story is pretty straightforward from that point. She realizes who it is. He realizes that if he follows Faust, that he'll be able to become an award-winning writer. Criminals everywhere are going to be mourning. And then Faust is just like, I'm back. Which I'm pretty sure they added this after the fact because, he was never back before. Some of the stuff, like I said, certain panels that, like, the way they framed it is just, man, Tim Visual has an eye for this stuff, man. But let's go ahead and find some of the panels that I liked. And for anyone that didn't realize, like, this comic book is really dark, okay? But I'm going to show you guys this one right here, right? Look at this panel with the Zipatone and everything in the glass. But, like, this is what he's seeing, right? And you're seeing it through his shades. And then this is what she's seeing through her eye. I thought that was, like I said, like, just that framing and using that art to just kind of communicate this sick thing is crazy, Like I already said, I like this panel. I like the use of Zipatone. I like the use of light here. This panel is just, I like it a lot. It's really well done. Here goes another panel that I liked a lot. And I liked it a lot more for the use of dual shade and the way, the shadow and the way this all looks. I think that panel is so well done. And it's so simple, but it's the point of, like, this is the setting where the rest of this stuff happens. This is some of that funny writing that I'm talking about, where someone asks him for a quarter and he's kind of scared, right? This poet, he's like, no, well, here's $1, good luck. And he said, hey, I said a quarter, not this filthy disease money, cocksucker, you're trying to kill me? And, like, it's scattered throughout the whole issue. It's real funny. And like I said, I vibe with this character because it's true. Like, I'm not part of that world. I don't feel at home in that kind of situation. And this character is just trying to, live his life. And obviously, like the gore is great, right? Like, I don't think anyone seeing this is like, oh, well, I didn't know that the gore was going to be, well drawn. Like, I think we all knew that. But, like, panels like this, I like it. with these spirits, or I don't know what it is, coming out of his eyes. And there's another one where they're coming out of his cape that I like a lot as well. Right here, this panel. But yeah, man, so this is when they relaunched Faust. This is the first one I found. I also have issue 2. And then I have a few more scattered Faust comics, and one of them was in color. It was just a bunch of just kind of like art pieces that Tim Visual did that were in color. I have that one as well, but I don't know where they're all at. But this was Faust Volume 2, Issue 1. Just in case you guys have never seen a Faust comic, this is what it looks like, you guys. But that's all I got for you guys today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lates.